today, nothing going on too crazy today. Nothing going on too crazy. I hope everybody's been having a great weekend. To the haters, to the fans, to my lovers, what's going on? Another good stream. Got something good for us today, I'm not gonna lie. There's something I've been wanting to watch for quite some time here. I'm not gonna lie. We're gonna watch drug lords reacting to life sentences. That's what we got going on. But yeah, let's lock in. We're about to watch some drug lords reacting to some life sentences. Let's lock in. Let's lock in. That's what we got.
It's justice because I gave you more opportunities. I'm talking right now.
Chad, honestly, I couldn't go to jail. I could not do it.
You deserve every one that you get.
We got any niggas in the chat that spent some time in the pen? Not gonna lie, I did. Not gonna lie, I did some time, bro. Oh, yeah, bro. Dev, I did a little bit. Dev TV did some time, bro. Like, not even gonna lie, like he was low key in the pen for like a cool little minute, bro. Like, it was crazy. It was crazy.
This is convicted drug lord Jose Correa Jimenez. Police say that Jimenez was working with a Mexican cartel to operate a heroin trafficking operation, brought as much as 100 kilos of the drug into Columbus every month.
Yo, thanks for the viewers in the chat. Let's go. Drop some dubs.
It's worth a whopping $2.5 million. Jimenez pleaded guilty to 2 counts of trafficking, along with 1 count of engaging in a corrupt activity, and is appearing at the Franklin County Courthouse today for sentencing. Far from the heights of his glory days as the ringleader of a Columbus drug operation, Jimenez shuffles into the courtroom wearing khaki prison-issued scrubs. However, he hasn't completely lost his sense of steely command as he shoots a quick, icy stare at the narcotics investigators who are in court to see their hard work come to fruition. Assistant Prosecutor Dan Stanley begins the hearing by making Jimenez's high-ranking position within the operation abundantly clear.
He's the ringleader of an organization.
Oh, so these are some drug. Okay.
Fear inspired that the people who come here from Mexico refuse to testify against it because they know as soon as they are born, their family will be murdered in Mexico.
He also speaks of the fear-inducing power of the cartel and the difficulties this poses when trying to obtain convictions against gang members. All the while, Jimenez maintains his stance, standing bolt upright while glaring into the distance. A female witness who's not shown on camera
they're stronger than me, bro.
identity
Way
gives
stronger
evidence to
than
the
me,
court
bro.
about how she
I couldn't
helped
do it.
Jimenez
I
to
told.
store and move heroin in the Columbus area.
He was bringing me the drugs to my house.
Jesus.
What kind of drugs?
Heroin.
God damn.
How much?
He was bringing me the drugs to my house.
What kind of drugs?
Heroin.
How much?
1 kilo, and the last time 2 kilos.
Watch Jimenez as she testifies. You'd be forgiven for thinking he was a statue, but if you look closely, you'll see that he does in fact blink. The ringleader has been stone cold up until now, and his lack of remorse is about to get clearer as he addresses the court through an interpreter.
This past a little blown,
Y pido perdón por lo que yo he hecho.
and I apologize.
Jimenez stands and expresses some form of apology curtly in Spanish, looking as if he's choking on every word. His translator manages to make his words
What do we
sound
think he's getting,
clear.
chat? What do we think he's getting? What is a kilo? Like, how much time? Like, do we know what the trouble ratio to that is? Like, do you know? Like, what are we doing time wise for that?
In English, however, Judge Kimberly Cocroft isn't buying any of his feeble regret, and she takes him to task on his claims that his accountability has been inflated by the prosecution team.
I'm surprised to hear you say today that your participation is overblown.
The judge reminds him sharply that she informed him of his statutory requirements for a conviction before jailing Jimenez for 21 years.
Yeah, like,
in
if
prison.
you're in jail, why
She
would you
also
say
orders
this
that the drug
situation
baron be
overblown,
deported
bro?
immediately
That's just
upon
like
discharge.
I was very intentional about explaining to you the statutory requirement for conviction.
Jimenez shows no reaction to the fact that he will be approaching 70 when he's released, and instead just saunters from the courtroom with an
70?
expression of disdain on his face. Jimenez's total lack of emotion is unnerving, and as we see in the next case, Dexter Lee Williams shows a similar level of catatonic coldness. However, in Williams' case, Someone else is getting worked up on his behalf.
I'm talking to Mr. Williams, I've heard everything.
Right, but you're holding, no, what other accusations? He didn't testify, so you're holding what I said.
I've heard everybody.
The 53-year-old Kingpin is just about to be sentenced at Houston County Superior Court
Damn, a
after being
Kingpin?
convicted on 3 counts of violating the Racketeer and Corrupt Organizations Act. The conviction stems from drug trafficking charges brought against Williams, who police said was leading a multi-million-dollar trafficking operation between Mexico and Atlanta. When taken into custody, he had 39 kilos of cocaine in his possession, worth an estimated $3.5 million. Here he is talking and laughing to himself in the back of the police car following his arrest. Sentencing Williams is Judge Bo Adams, and he has some strong words for the defendant, who
I gotta
sits
grab a beer,
impassively.
I gotta grab a beer. Give me 2 seconds. I got to grab the videos. What? I needed a beer,
in his seat.
Your case is not a mere possession case, it's not a mere struggle that you have with an addiction that you personally have. It is not that. You are, I would say, you are feeding the addiction that they're battling with. And you are profiting from their addiction.
While Williams might be unmoved by Judge Adams, his defense attorney, Wanda Jackson, is growing noticeably agitated by the judge's words, and she sighs and leans back irritably in her seat.
You were convicted not because the court is underhanded or corrupted or is corrupt or anything like that.
And it seems that the penny finally drops for the defendant. The sentencing is not going well for him. He shares a look with Wanda Jackson, and what happens next is something you don't see too often in a sentencing hearing. Williams continues to stare on without emotion. Wanda Jackson has heard enough, and incredibly takes issue with Judge Adams.
You're holding what I said.
I'm talking to Mr. Williams, I've heard everything.
Right, but you're holding, no, what other accusations? He didn't testify, so you're holding what I said.
I've heard everybody. I've heard it all.
Who else said?
I've heard it all. It's my time.
She attempts to scold him for insinuating that the defense case was filled with wild accusations, but the judge cuts her off and goes on with his speech.
Mr. Williams, you were convicted not because I'm corrupt or underhanded, or law enforcement is racist, or the jury had unauthorized contact with witnesses. You're convicted because you're guilty. That's the plain and simple truth of it. The evidence would show that, the wiretaps show that, and at the end of it all, I find that you obviously should be sentenced for your involvement, your participation in this racketeering enterprise, and your acquiring significant sums of money.
Jackson, however, remains unimpressed and can be seen gesturing with her hands and huffing. Judge Adams ultimately sentences Williams to a total of 40 years without parole.
Bro, I wanna
The
see the
prospect of spending
people,
the rest of his life in prison isn't enough to stir a reaction from the stone-cold dealer.
And at the end of it all, for count one, I will sentence Mr. Williams. Racketeering
Bruh.
enterprise and your
Like, this is about to piss me off, bro.
When Luis Reyes learned that he'd be in jail for the next 30 years, you knew just by his body language the bailiffs would have to hold him. As the door shut, Reyes' mom wailed, and then her son screamed.
God.
Judge Michael Andrews didn't have any sympathy for the minor that at age 14 allegedly robbed, beat, and raped a woman who's now 91 years old.
God.
Reyes, along with Carlos Fernandez, who is celebrating his
Throw him under.
17th birthday today in shackles, both pleaded no contest and got the same sentence.
We think they deserve long prison time. If not for the United States case of Graham, we would ask the court to sentence him to life in prison.
Prosecutors wanted life in prison, but a Supreme Court ruling means minors can't receive the sentence. Jonathan Rodriguez, who was also involved, made a plea deal and got 20 years.
What is happening? What is this? No way that's the intro, bro. What the No way. What is
Student on prom day. 16-year-old Marin Sanchez was killed by a classmate because she wouldn't go to the dance with him. Now the victim's family says the murderer's sentence is not enough. CBS 2 Scott Rappaport was in the Connecticut courtroom.
Sentenced to 25 years for murder, 19-year-old Christopher Plaskin uttered
Come on, bro. Don't look like that and then be mad, bro.
demurely declining the offer to speak about the heinous stabbing death of 16-year-old classmate Marin Sanchez, whom authorities say he killed inside their high school on prom day 2 years ago
Chad, what do we think?
she wouldn't go to the prom with him with savage fury.
The ferocity of this
Throw him under the building, bro. Throw him under the prison, bro.
33 seconds that she could be stabbed on multiple occasions. The barbarity of that shocks the conscience.
In the courtroom, off camera before the judge, the victim's mother, Donna Cimarelli, refused to discuss Plaskin, instead describing her daughter as the love of my life, my best friend. She was destined for greatness. And later, she spoke to reporters for the very first time. When I asked her what was in her heart.
My feelings is that Marin is in my soul. She walks with me every day, and we will be doing a lot of magnificent things in the future.
Oh, she's strong. Dub for her.
Back in March, Plaskin pled no contest to the crime in exchange for the 25-year sentence. His lawyers said he was considering an insanity defense.
Christopher was profoundly ill on April 25, 2014. As he told the probation officers each and every day, all he thinks about.
Yeah, so can I ask something, bro? The niggas that are clearly like wrong, he's defending somebody that's clearly in the wrong. How hard is that job, bro? Like what do you do, bro? You're defending somebody that murdered 13 people and you're trying to be like it was in, like, bro. Like, clearly something's off with you, you know what I mean? But, like, I don't know, bro.
Is there anything else you want to say? Plaskin's family left court without comment. Under the terms of the sentencing, Plaskin could be eligible for parole in 13 years, having already served 2 years while waiting for trial.
22-year-old Patrick Kemp faces murder because his friend died during a robbery police say he was involved in. I was in court when Kemp heard the charges he faces. He frowned up at some of the allegations and even had a smirk on his face at times that didn't sit well with the homeowner who found his friend wounded in his driveway.
He had that look on his face, but he didn't care.
That's what Archie Booker thought when he saw 22-year-old Patrick Kemp smirking when he went before a judge on murder charges. Kemp also frowned when the judge read part of the allegations.
The homeowner, identified as Michael Richards, did shoot Williams as he began entering the window.
Kemp faces murder charges after Riverdale police say this homeowner shot and killed 19-year-old John Dexter Williams on Tuesday before noon. In court, the judge explained that Williams and Kemp went to the home with a plan to break into it.
Said you did knock on the front door of the location while the co-perpetrator, John Williams, did break through a window in the rear of the location.
That's when the homeowner shot Williams. Kemp was apprehended later. After Williams was shot, he collapsed in Archie Booker's driveway. Booker was so shaken by what happened, he posted this on Facebook.
To my young black brothers, it's not worth it. It's just not worth breaking in folks' homes because people are not going to stand for that.
Wait. A teenage killer officially sentenced to death. A judge agreed with a...
Wait, where did he get sentenced? So wait, what was that listening?
Booker's driveway, apprehended later. After Williams was shot, homeowner shot Williams. Kemp was apprehended later. After Williams was shot, he collapsed in Archie Booker's driveway. Booker was so shaken by what happened, he posted this on Facebook.
To my young black brothers, it's not worth it. It's just not worth breaking in folks' homes because people are not going to stand for that.
A teenage killer officially sentenced to death. A judge agreed with a Warren County jury which sentenced 19-year-old Austin Myers to death. He is now the youngest person on death row in Ohio. Not on your sides, Jay Warren was there as a mother pleaded for her son's life.
Austin Myers showed no emotion as the death sentence was imposed. In fact, he showed no emotion throughout the entire course of the trial. Today, in a last-ditch effort, Austin Myers stood up and asked Judge Donald Odom to spare his life.
I think there's a lot of good things I can do with my life if you allow me to keep my life.
Myers and his co-defendant Timothy Mosley killed 18-year-old Justin Back during a robbery attempt at his home in Waynesville. Today, the judge imposed the jury's recommendation of death.
The court finds that the state has proven beyond a reasonable doubt that the aggravating circumstance outweighs the mitigating factor. Therefore, the sentence of death shall be imposed upon Austin Gregory Myers on the charge of aggravated murder.
Myers once again showed no emotion. Out of touch with reality, that's how prosecutor David Fornshell describes him.
During the trial, he actually had a conversation, a jail call with his dad, where he agreed that his plea agreement would be that if we dismissed all charges against him, that he wouldn't sue me for wrongful imprisonment.
Killer Margaret Allen apologized in court today and asked that her life be spared. That's when a prosecutor let her have it.
I know this has not been easy, but I want you to know that you are.
Among the first words the public has heard from Margaret Allen through her tears is that she's sorry for the murder of Wenda Wright. Allen said she shouldn't be put to death for something she didn't do. A jury has already convicted Allen of strangling her housekeeper and pouring bleach and other chemicals on her after accusing her of stealing. A prosecutor questioned whether she really is sorry.
Did you feel sorry when you said, thank God that's over?
No, that's not true. I didn't do that. I didn't say that.
The prosecutor pointed out
She
that
looks
Allen's
crazy.
young daughter was present at the torture.
Your daughter talked about what you'd asked her to do, go get some tape, so that you could tape up your friend, right? The one that you felt so sorry for.
I wasn't never no killer, no murderer. I was always a loving, caring person.
The judge will consider the testimony in deciding whether to follow the jury's recommendation of death for Allen. The victim's common-law husband and relatives watched it all, and when it came time for the husband to speak, he looked Allen straight in the eye.
I'm angry about it, but I forgive you.
Allen will be sentenced in February. At 6, my interview with the victim's husband.
You get to see two very different
Why do they not
faces of
even
this
tell us
apartment.
what
On the
it
left,
is?
Ryan Stone bragging about his crimes to a female visitor in jail.
And on the right, Stone crying in court as he learned he will spend the rest of his life locked up. It's for a chase and crime spree that went all the way from Longmont to Parker. Today, we learn much more about this dramatic case.
And Denver 7 reporter Mark Stewart joins us now with more on the story. Mark, he didn't seem very remorseful before today.
Indeed, and in fact, you could argue the man behind the wheel here was money hungry. Just released recordings reveal he wanted to profit from all of the clicks of the chase received on our own Denver 7 YouTube channel. A high-speed chase through 5 Metro Denver counties. At times, cars were ditched and drivers thrown out the door. At one point, a 4-month-old boy was strapped in a back seat.
My lawyer told me I made the news in the UK and Australia.
For the first time since last
Bro,
year's
Deadass
chase,
thought he
we
was
are
a
seeing a
GTA, bro.
jailhouse conversation. Driver Ryan Stone hoped to profit from his internet fame after the video was posted online.
You get paid by YouTube. So, Channel 7 News, I believe, is going to be the one that gets paid for that. Well, I'm going to contact Channel 7 News.
During his sentencing in court, Stone made an apology, yet wouldn't take responsibility, blaming his escapade on drugs. He asked the judge to give him a break.
Time to start a family of my own.
160
That didn't happen.
years?
Stone was sentenced to 160 years in prison. Those
Chat, why do they do that? Why do they do the weird, like, why do you not just sentence them to life? Why do you do that?
Stone struck him while he was trying to throw out stop sticks.
I proudly wear this badge, and I want to continue to be able to do so.
Bros,
to be able to return to full active duty in the next couple of months.
A crime spree caught from the sky, ending with a career criminal going nowhere but prison.
This guy is a menace, and he is gone from us now, and we are better for it.
Brackman received 4 life without parole sentences plus 20 years. But for family members of the victims, even that is not enough.
It's uncivilized. I mean, it's just, but yeah, he is who he is.
John Sanchez is the father of 22-year-old Christy Sanchez. She was one of the 4 murder victims. Rackman admitted being the triggerman in the deaths of Sanchez, 47-year-old Walter Burnell, and 23-year-old Jacob Rodovich, and
see, we look at these individuals. Yo, chill.
Ordering Valencia Williams to kill Haley Navarro. Her family is still distraught over those circumstances.
She knew she was gonna die. She knew, I know she knew. It hurts. I'm sorry, it hurts.
Rackerman did address the court and said, "I didn't mean for it to happen and I apologize. That's all I gotta say." Navarro's 16-year-old sister spoke directly to the defendant from the witness stand and said his answer gave her a little piece of justice.
Him listening to me and him actually responding.
How did you respond?
I asked him if it was really all worth it, and he shook his head no at me.
There was tight security.
No way.
I asked him if it was really all worth it, and he shook his
So I
head.
think, bro, if you guys really lock in, I think you guys get me. Do you guys get me? Or do you guys get me? I think you guys get me, bro. Because that's crazy. That's crazy.
Little piece of justice. The defendant from the witness stand and said his answer gave her a little piece of justice.
Him listening to me and him actually responding.
How did you respond?
I asked him if it was really all worth it, and he shook his head no at me.
There was tight security. Everyone in the gallery had to go through metal detectors to get into the courtroom. There's been bad blood between the victim's family members and Rackerman's family. The convicted killer's friend still doesn't believe he did it and is covering for someone else.
If you ain't got your word and you're not loyal and you're a rat or two-faced or kind of iffy, you don't make it out here. You don't have that chance.
He never stood a chance against us, and he's never coming home.
The judge is recommending that Rackman serve his sentence in the Wabash Valley Correctional Facility.
And right now at 5:30, it was a day filled with outbursts inside a Broward County courtroom. The man found guilty of a deadly shooting inside a Dunkin' Donuts took the stand. His name is James Herrard. He's a former gang member. He was previously convicted for a brutal Thanksgiving Day armed robbery, also convicted of another crime of murder. The jury recommended the death sentence for that.
But today he was back in court trying to get that overturned. Team 6 reporter Sharon Lawson is live outside the courthouse and joins us with the new details. Sharon?
Well, during James Herrard's trial, he never got the chance to testify. So today was his day to state his case in front of the judge before the judge hands down his sentence. And you would be surprised to hear what Herrard had to say.
In what is supposed to be convicted killer James Herrard's last chance to escape the jury's recommendation of a death sentence, Herrard took to the stand and said this.
I'm not asking you to spare me.
Sounds bizarre. Listen to the reason why.
Because I know the Supreme Court, won't allow me to die for something I didn't commit.
Well, Herrard didn't pull the trigger in the 2008 murder of 39-year-old Eric Jean-Pierre, who was gunned down while he walked home from work. Prosecutors say Herrard, along with several other members of a gang, were part of a body count competition, where Therod Bell was the alleged triggerman, adding Herrard pushed Bell to commit the crime, making him just as culpable.
They claim that I encouraged Therod Bell to shoot someone. And how I did that, I don't know.
Throughout the morning, both before and after Herrard testified, the defense brought up numerous people, many of them convicted criminals who knew Herrard, saying he was a motivator, tutor, counselor, an overall good guy.
I think people try to read and stuff. Oh yeah, they'll be a big president too. We would have not trying to keep everybody focused in line.
The testimony brought Herrard's mom to tears, overwhelmed with what her son now faces. Herrard was one of several gang members involved in a string of violent Dunkin' Donuts robberies in Broward and Palm Beach counties, many of the horrific crimes caught on camera. A jury convicted Herrard for the brutal murder of a Dunkin' Donuts customer back in 2008. He received multiple counts of life imprisonment for that crime and other offenses, and now the same jury that convicted him says he deserves to die. Now it's up to the judge.
Go ahead and do what you're going to do. Pretty much, you know what I mean? I'm pretty much daring you to give me the death sentence. Pretty much.
Yeah, he did too much right there. He did way too much. Give it to him.
And not just one child, but several. That's what parents of some tiny victims told a judge today, asking for a long sentence for Alexis Sexton for the pain she caused their families. Robert Gann says his 14-month-old grandson Noah Philhauer will never be able to heal from the injuries he received when he was intentionally dropped by 19-year-old Alexis Sexton.
He had brain swelling, he had blood on his brain, he had 3 broken ribs.
Gann now has custody of the boy and told the judge to show no mercy on the woman who preyed on innocent children.
I just want her to receive the maximum amount you can give for what she's done. It's not fair to him to have something to deal with something for the rest of his life.
The boy's mom cried as she talked about his injuries.
God.
She took him away from me almost. They said that if she would have dropped him on his head an inch to the left, it would have killed him.
Others told the judge Sexton's actions are unforgivable. Kayla Lennon says Sexton fractured 3 of her daughter's fingers.
Thank God it didn't.
They rode together.
But is it not kind of a coincidence that it's not always, but it's...
They're in the same car.
And I do ask that she gets punished and that justice is served for the children who don't have a voice. I would like to apologize to all my victims. I am truly
All
sorry.
my victims?
I wish them nothing but the best in the future. Your Honor, all I really want is to get help.
At her sentencing, Sexton spoke too, telling the judge she has a serious problem she can't control. And her mom, Jackie Yoakum, agreed.
Wait, stop. Time out, bro. You're intentionally hurting kids, bro? What are you doing?
Your Honor, all I really want is to get help.
At her sentencing, Sexton spoke too, telling the judge she has a serious problem she can't control. And her mom, Jackie Yoakum, agreed. She asked the judge for mercy for her daughter because she's suffering too.
She also admitted to me that she never told me this because she thought people would turn against her and think she was crazy.
So
she's an accomplice, basically. That's what you just said.
But in the end, the judge says because of the children she hurt and the seriousness of the crimes she committed, she had to go to prison.
Christy Mack and her family have been waiting for this day for a long time. These charges come from an attack that actually happened back in 2014. But even with today's sentencing, Mack says that she'll always live with a certain amount of fear.
But I do know when I get out, when he gets out, he will kill me.
War Machine was facing 34 felony charges. He was found guilty on 29 of those, all in connection to the attack on his ex-girlfriend and the man she was dating at the time, Corey Thomas. From the testimony, this was a brutal attack.
UFC fighter.
The ER doctor who treated Mack said that she had a broken nose, fractured a rib, broken facial bones, and lost teeth. He went on to say her liver was so damaged you could compare it to someone who had been in a car crash. Today, War Machine told the judge that he's been thinking about everything that's happened, and he hates himself for it.
I should kill myself right now. There's no reason right now that I shouldn't be in the dirt right now, laying right next to Aaron Hernandez.
Now, the defense team has...
I think I know that tactic, bro. It's called gaslighting.
Regardless, War Machine will spend a long time in prison before that process even starts. From the Regional Justice Center, Yasmin Hassan, 13 Action News.
Chat. How do we feel about that, bro? Yeah, bro. In my opinion, bro, I couldn't go to jail personally for the fact that as soon prior to even me doing the crime, bro, I'm thinking, is it worth it, bro? You see, a nigga like me, bro, I love waking up and just being able to let me go get some McDonald's or you know what I mean? Let me just go grab a snack. I mean, and I also love women, bro. I do love women, bro. So it's bro, women is top tier on my brain, bro. It was I'm thinking about the women before I do the crime. I'm like, dude, do I really want to sacrifice never having women ever again, bro? Bro, you gotta keep it a buck and a bean, bro. Big cannot do prison, bro. Big, no. Cannot do it. Chat, how did we feel about that today? Was it low-key a banger? Was it a banger? I think it low-key was. This was my opinion. Thank you guys very much for another good stream. It's been a really good one. I've been pretty consistent with the last couple streams. You know what I mean? Do what you gotta do. Maybe hit me with a follow. Nothing crazy. Again, we're at 179. We're almost at 180 subs. Still, bro, it's only the 7th. Let's get to 200 by the end of the month. Chat, we can do this, bro. We got almost 200. We got 150 views on my last Chevy video. Let's see if we can get this one to maybe 200, 250 views. You know what I mean? Let's see what we can do. But anyways, yeah, like I said, I really appreciate you guys tuning in the stream today. We had a pretty good one going on. Like I said, if you watched it on the stream, I appreciate you. Maybe sub to Twitch. But if you're going to be watching later on YouTube, you know, do your big one. Sub, like, do your thing. And, you know, let's just keep continuing to grow. The Dev TV community. Let's go, bro, because let's go. We're doing good. And I appreciate you guys very much. Thank you guys once again. Y'all have a good rest of your day.